Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the American Wrestling Federation, Episode 2. As you can see, probably from the very last episode, we had multiple people suggest who that was, and we had a clean sweep for the newest addition to the roster, and that is The Miz. He beat out Snitsky and Jay Breeze in a sweep to get signed to the roster. I have gonna repackage him, giving him the gimmick that he's basically being used with, because again, I want somebody to be able to rival Johnny. But for now, we're gonna start this again with everything that we go to, and that's WrestleHeat.com. It's been reported by multiple sources Hulk Hogan's going back to WWE again. Wrestling now slowly recovering from the recent slump of business. Many are looking for big promotion to begin pushing new talent in order to freshen their product. Many experts have predicted that these federations may start to raid smaller promotions of their best talent in order to bring in raw talent and create new stars out of. Jerry Lynn to leave TNA. That's interesting since I remember the last one was Raven. And then I'm not reading the last one. But again, you can see in the roster, everybody's gotten what. I have so far re-gimmicked everybody with what I think fits for right now. I haven't renamed all of them. I'm waiting on Real Killa Milano, and Bryson Granger, but I know that they're fixed. I just gotta edit them. So let's begin and get to the very next show that we will have on Tuesday. I will be back when I get to that moment. Now, while looking off camera, I had found 3 new wrestlers to have you all decide who will be the very next signee to the roster. Will it be this guy, AKI Man, who's 21, from Britain, but he has amazing quality stats right here, but he's criticized for being lazy? Would you take a risk on him, or would you take a chance literally on a few other guys that I have found later down the board? Maybe perhaps Conrad. If you want somebody that has high charisma, he has 80. He'd be one of the best wrestlers to have with a very charismatic gimmick. And even if he can't wrestle very well, being able to sell stuff well and just being able to have this swagger about himself will be a very, very, very big help to this company. Or would you think of Matt Cross, who is fast with 76 speed, but he's not very good with any of the other attributes. But he is somebody who I could have be in that Cruiserweight division to battle Jedi, to battle Matt Sydal, to battle all these other wrestlers that make that Cruiserweight division one of the focal points of our very young and hopefully our just very early rise to beginning. If you do not like any of those 3, I will show you number 4, who I have looked at, and he will be added to the poll as well. Chance Prophet, 25 years old, from America. He has 65 brawl and 67 technical and 60, basically almost 60 charisma. He is somebody who's a really good all-around worker and somebody who I could probably be having decent matches with if I wanted to book him in a certain way, and he could probably fill the role I want him to book. But that, again, that's all to you guys and for you to decide who will be the next one to join, because this will be the last one to join for right now until we start making money and being able to start affording more wrestlers to book. But for now, it is time for us to head to our next show. And what do you know? We got it on a Thursday. So, Raw got a 6.04. XPW got a .09. And MLW got a .21. Interesting stuff. So, the championships we will have happily crowned tonight, minimum, is the Cruiserweight title. Because that title will not be vacant by the end of this episode. I will show you who we have the winner as, and I'll show you who should be the winner, and they say The Miz of all wrestlers. The Miz being the world champion, sure, that's logic. Jesse Chavez is the current world champion, but they think Matt Sydal should be it. Jedi is the current United States champion. It's far too good. They say give it to Jesse Chavez. The Triple Crown title I will discuss more with on off camera with you guys to see, should I just suspend this title until we get more wrestlers to this roster, or until we have somebody that makes a tag team. But for now, the Cruiserweight title will be declared tonight. That is a promise. And yeah, let's get into the paper. Let's get into the next show. And we have the show ready. Miz is backstage and he was out there to hype a match against Killamano. My brain died. Sorry about that. Okay, the next and beginning match of it, 63% match quality with Johnny Alpha versus Jedi in the Cruiserweight title match. The Cruiserweight title has gained an image, which is a great notice. And Johnny, of course, has to hit the one and only, which is his OG finisher, to everybody that knows. But I'm just grateful that they actually put on a really decent match. The World Championship was also on the line, with Jesse Chavez losing to AJ LaFonte. So we have a new World Heavyweight Champion in AJ LaFonte. Johnny Alpha is in the ring. He has a short celebration ceremony after his recent success after winning the Cruiserweight Championship with a 77% overall rating. Killamano is backstage wanting to rip into The Miz, which makes that a good match, and they pretty decently clicked with each other. 57%, but the crowd reaction didn't really seem to care with the 24. But, Killamano spins The Miz around. He hits the choke slam. This is amazing. A video is backstage hyping up the upcoming match with Brayson Granger versus Real Killa. Matt Sydal is backstage also talking about Real Killa. And then the main event match, 80 match quality. That is the highest I have gotten in this very, very young and beginning career so far. These three wrestlers apparently have great chemistry with one another. They worked smoothly. So, Matt Sydal had won the match, and the show rating was a 52. Our last one was a 48, if I recall correctly. So, this is a great improvement. Of course, Jesse and AJ synced the bit of the show with 30%, but then again, I'm expecting that to improve very quickly. I am just impressed with how everybody was able to do well with one another, and I'm very, very impressed with Matt Sydal, Real Killa, and Brayson Granger all putting on just beautiful and phenomenal matches. Ground Zero was only had by 4 people. I should be higher up on the card. Oh, that idiot AJ LaFonte was purposely trying to make me look bad in our match. I tried my best, but I think our match totally cleared that Jesse isn't good enough to be wrestling at my level. So now those two are feuding with each other. Isn't that great? But I am really happy with this, and I'm very, very proud of everybody here. But again, I have shortlisted the 3 workers: Akiman, Conrad, and Matt Cross. One of those 3 will be the newest signing to the company. And again, I will leave you all to guess who that new signing will be in the comment section. But before I go, we will check the feuds. The Brayson Granger and Killamano match has gotten a little bit worse, but the heat on the Matt Sydal one has gotten higher, which I love to see. So if these rivalries can get hotter, and this one continues to improve, we will be able to make some really damage with this team. I also, off camera, try to see if I can get us a TV deal for the local network, which should just help our show out in the short term. With the heck, even just like the 50%, the 0.50 or like the 0.3 will help us out immensely, getting us some money and get us in the right direction. But for now, I'm going to leave you with the last rumor, with all this other stuff. Sean O'Haire is in trouble. In a huge story, Wrestling Heat has broken that Sean O'Haire is close to being fired after his relationship with Trish Stratus ended. Shad began stalking his ex-girlfriend, and she has now complained to management. More news on this major story as we get it. So that is very information stuff to learn about Sean O'Hare, which at the time was not a very, was a decently popular wrestler, but never got anything moving on with his life. But that's the end of this episode. I hope you guys did enjoy this. Let me know in the comments section if there's anybody else you want me to sign, if there's any gimmicks you want me to repackage, if there's anybody that should be fired. But I'm promising you one thing. I'm very, very impressed with everybody here on this roster and how we were able to turn this around very quickly. The Miz still wants thinking the Miz is still a good champion for the Cruiserweight division. Jesse Chavez is a good U.S. champ, and AJ is a good world champ. Ooh, he actually is. Sophie agrees with it. So that's a positive sign to note that we have a good wrestler to build around here. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Like, subscribe, comment, and tell me again in the comments if there's anybody you want me to sign. And I will see you all later in the next episode. Bye.